All right, our medicine shop coaches interview, Matt Griffith. Coach, last week, guys want to know, got the win. First half great, second half not so great.
Absolutely. We kind of talked about that after the game. Came out hitting all cylinders, did everything we wanted to do. Really felt like our boys, kind of relaxed a little bit and kind of got into that mode instead of finishing the game off the right way. Had a little bit kind of a bad taste in our mouths of, just finishing the game purely. Proud of our boys the way they played, but we told them from here on out, it's got to be a full 4 quarters, not just a half of football.
Well, the first half, offensively, what were you impressed with most?
Being able to run the ball, being able to get our quarterback in good position for the different systems of passing and all of that, using his legs, using his arm. Having some guys that stepped up for us. We didn't have Aiden Hankins last year, our fullback. And so, Max Smothers being able to step up and run the ball well, feeling like we didn't really skip a beat at all, being able to step up and play there. O-line play was good. We were talking, communicating, and seeing some good stuff. So offensively, right there out of the gate, we were very happy with how we were performing.
Were you able to really kind of assess to see where you guys are at with an opponent? Nothing against AJ,
No,
but
nothing, yeah.
where they're at, were you able to kind of see what you wanted to see?
Absolutely. Anytime, level of play and athletes and all that definitely like speeds the game up. It gives you different looks. But this capability of knowing alignment and assignment, that every team you play gives you that ability. We're in the right spot. Do we have hat on hat? Are we hitting the holes in the right spot? Are we going through our reads and all of our checkdowns? So absolutely, we were able to get the things we needed there. And then just that capability of against a team that on paper you're supposed to win against. Any team we go against, we're going for the win. So it's always coming back then and saying, hey, we clean all this up because, the next week is the next week's opponent. We have to get ready for them.
Ins and outs, kind of update us on Ian Crabb if being out or in.
He is out, just doing some, with the new rules, and we were making sure that we were to a T exactly how it was. We were pretty sure last Friday that he was going to be out for the game. And we want to double check that, and that's a rule. When that player is kicked out of the game, they sit the remainder of that quarter, and then they have to sit 4 consecutive quarters after that. So since he was ejected fourth quarter, he sits the remainder of that quarter, and then the next 4 consecutive, so that would be tonight.
Okay. How hard is it to replug in a quarterback, week 2? How does that affect the offense?
It affects the offense just, I feel like on a coaching standpoint, our players have done a very good job of, hey guys, we have to do some different things. We have to look at what's going to be our best fit for success with offense. We've gotten lots of reps from different looks and different players that we were seeing what could do for us. And it very much comes kind of to us in the coaching room of like, hey, what's going to get us what we want? Our offense through the levels is on par with it. Each level does something similar to build off of that. So, where it comes to bringing up a quarterback that's a sophomore or plug and play where you can, it's not that like you're starting from scratch. You are putting a kid in that knows the system and can come in and do it. So, the little bit of the game planning that you have to sit back and go, okay, what's the best fit and how do we roll with this? But then after that, letting your players just play.
Hankins back good and healthy?
Yes, Hankins is back, cleared it. It was one of those rules where with the new IHSA guidelines of the 5 back to play, his 5th day would have been Friday of last week, and the new rule is, and I don't know how old that rule is, but it is game day cannot be first day back. It have to be a full practice.
Well, let's go last year to DuQuoin.
Yep.
Did you feel like you guys more beat yourself? I mean, they did some things right,
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, but the block punts,
Yes.
the penalty.
Absolutely. Taking nothing away from Coach Spain and DuQuoin, they're a good program. They're very athletic. I mean, they fly around. They do their things well. But yes, we gifted them 2 field positions, and you name me an offense that can't score on the 15-yard line going in on first down. Like, you give me an offense, we can do it, right? So there was 2 gifts there. Us fumbling the ball going into our red zone took 1 off of the board. So again, we gave them 2, took 1 off of ours. The penalties and just the execution-wise, going back and watching our line play from last year, and the guys that are returning starters on the offensive line owned it. We didn't finish blocks. We didn't play hard enough to win that game.
So it's safe to say tonight you can't afford a penalty like
Absolutely not.
Mistakes like
yes,
that.
Absolutely. Against team coming in like DuQuoin, who's revved up and ready, and to show that their mentality is going to be that last year wasn't a fluke, that they won it outright, and they were the team that won. They executed, they did everything right, and they're the team that won last year. So yeah, you can't take anything away from them. So yeah, no mistakes. As we always say, win the turnover battle. Do your job. Alignment, assignment, and play. Everything's got to be hit on all cylinders.
Jonathan Brown's going on all cylinders. He's
Yes.
back. He's a senior. He killed us. Is he looking the same, if not better, this year?
Yes, absolutely. He is what he looks like. He is a good athlete, downhill runner. He's got a strong arm They're going to use arms and legs and put us in positions and try to get us to over pursue and lack of breakdown and all that. So lineman assignment and breakdown.
So you feel like he does have a good throwing game outside of the running?
Strong arm. The way they use that very much is they're going to throw it up to Jones, number 2, and let his speed be the guy that runs under it. So again, this isn't a knockout. There's not a complex offense that they've assembled. They've just said, this works, this is good for us, come stop it. And they've had a lot of success in the past couple of years with it because it does work efficiently. Anytime you have a quarterback that can pick apart a defense and is, shifty and all that, it absolutely works. So again, having us hitting on all cylinders is a necessity tonight.
How do you stop his run game to make him throw?
Absolutely, and that is, again, winning up front. Last year we had some success. We were looking back at our defensive film, and there was a lot of times where we contained him, where we forced him into maybe a hard-earned 2 or 3 yards, not the big busted plays. But putting them in really good field position and us falling asleep at the wheel gave them the upper hand. But exactly, not over pursuing, not hitting high, just the fundamental football, right, of tackling low, gang tackling, and then not falling asleep. Because as soon as you fall asleep and you think it's all him, he's going to throw in deep, and he's got the arm to do so.
Any other weapons stand out to you?
Just their ability that they got some fast offensive linemen. They use them to pull and get around the corner. They're going to try to do the flow of the edge and get you out of position. And we call it student body left and student body right. We're going to get a bunch of guys out on the edge and let him make some moves and go. So, like I said, everything's got to be all cylinders clicking.
So what do you guys have to do as a team to be out on top?
Be out on top, win the turnover battle, get into this ability to break down, play our game, and then, again, not get the paralysis by analysis. Quit thinking too much of what he could do. Just do our job. We do our job one play at a time. We move on to the next one.
Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you, guys.